Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scentatar Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. My name is Benjamin. I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all things scent related for y'all. I love to help you find the best fragrances, smell great, have some fun, learn about those little notes and those little details. And of course, let's just jump into this list and not waste any time. The first one here is none other than Bulgari Man in Black. Now, this is a great fragrance for you gentlemen out there. I know a lot of you gentlemen watch my content. This is a beautiful fragrance. It is not going to disappoint you. This fragrance has performance, and you get a very beautiful, spicy fragrance that is refined and smooth, but definitely has some character to it. Some people seem to say that this is a gourmand fragrance or leans more on the gourmand side. I don't get that at all. What I get out of this fragrance is a beautiful cardamom spicy fragrance. It has a jasmine heart, maybe a little bit of iris. There's definitely a rich woodiness in this fragrance, and there is a little bit of that tonka kind of note to this, but it's not overtly sweet. This fragrance doesn't smell like any type of food that I could, think of. So overall, a very good fragrance. It really projects in the first 2 hours very strongly. If you want a shouting fragrance, almost beast mode, this one is great. Guys, you got to check out Bulgari Man in Black. If you like spicy fragrances, if you like tobacco, this one has some tobacco in it. Check it out, Bulgari Man in Black. Okay, guys, we're going to jump to the next one, not waste any time. Armaf Niche Oud. I've shared this very little on my channel. Now, this one does have a little bit of a Play-Doh note on the top if you just smell it from the atomizer. But on the skin, that Play-Doh note is coming from the amber. It settles down and it becomes a beautiful, rich, warm, almost cinnamon kind of fragrance. It's called an oud, but there's very little, if any, oud in this fragrance. A lot of designer fragrances kind of trick people. It does have some rich woodiness, but it doesn't smell animalic. It doesn't smell fecal. Fragrance is not hard to wear at all. Trust me, if the average person smelled this, they would just think it was kind of a unique, resinous, maybe sap-like fragrance with the amber. So very warm, soft fragrance, but it still has a little bit of weight behind it. It has a little bit of that root beer Coca-Cola vibe, if that's something you like, something like Roja, Creation E, if that you like those kinds of scents and you want something very affordable, something rich, something, again, if you like amber, or you've always wanted to get on a good amber with good performance for a very affordable price, 30 to 35 bucks for this guy here. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Armaf Niche Oud. Some of these niche fragrances from Armaf disappear, and then people jack up the prices because you are getting a pretty good fragrance for the money. This smells a lot. It smells a lot more expensive than 30 bucks. Trust me on that. So get it while you can. Armaf Niche Oud, a beautiful, soft, warm, spicy amber fragrance. So the next one, guys, we gotta talk about Ferragamo Umo Signature. This is hitting discounters. It's getting more available for a really good price, 30 or 35 bucks. Guys, if you haven't checked this one out, you got to. It's a beautiful, soft, almost tiramisu-like note. So it almost has this cake-like quality to it. This one is more on the gourmand side. It does have a little bit of that tonka and a little bit of that caramel. And it's just a beautiful fragrance. This one, to me, has almost a blend of the original, which is a beautiful fragrance, and I highly recommend that one for the winter as well. But that one is quite sweet. This one's toned down. It's almost a mixture of the original with something like Valentino Umo. It almost has this amber, almost irisy kind of quality to it, but it's done very well. And the black amber in this fragrance is very beautiful. You got to check it out. This one is a winner. I was very happy with this fragrance. Pleasantly surprised when I blind bought this one. I don't encourage blind buying on my channel. If this one isn't easily accessible for you and you've been wanting something that's a little bit ambery and has that dark amber quality to it, I think that this one is much better than Prada Luna Rosa Black. I think that this is the much better fragrance in my opinion. It's much more wearable. It's going to get you a lot more compliments in my opinion. But check out this one. Let me know what you think about it. About the only niche I think that's really on this list, this is Rima XI by Carner Barcelona. It is beautiful. Rima is all about this beautiful, beautiful, almost Christmas-like quality to this fragrance. It has clove. It has some beautiful notes to it. It's a little bit floral. It has some tobacco. This thing smells like a Roja fragrance to me. It smells like it almost has a little bit of that classy traditional vibe, but yet modernized in a very good way. And I think that this is a great creation. If you have been scared of florals as a man, if you've wanted a floral fragrance with some complexity as a guy out there, for the fall and the winter, I think that this would do you very well. If you're a lady and you perhaps wanted a more unisex tobacco fragrance, I think that this one might be one to try out if that's something you've been wanting. So Rima is beautiful to me. It has a little bit of that Christmas holiday vibe. It almost has a little bit of that clove kind of vibe to it. So Rima, a beautiful creation, very good for the holidays and the Christmas coming up and Thanksgiving. I think that this would be quite charming at a Thanksgiving dinner. So check it out. Check out this fragrance. This is Mahariz by El Herbalario. Now, this fragrance has won my heart, and I think it is one of the best fragrances on the market. This is a great creation. You're getting clove, you are getting a little bit of almost a floral freshness to this fragrance, but it's a warm, spicy fragrance. There's a lot of cinnamon in this fragrance. You cinnamon junkies, you cinnamon heads, you're going to love this fragrance. It has clove. It's a beautiful, spicy fragrance, but it's not too much. It's not too spicy, and it's done very well. It's well blended with a little bit of musk and a little bit of just some beautiful notes to this. It's really hard to describe this fragrance, what's going on in it, but it has some vanilla, certainly in the dry down, and it's not too feminine. If you're a lady out there, this is perfectly unisex. If you're the kind of people out there who like to share your fragrances with your significant other, this is a beautiful creation. This is a beautiful fragrance, and it's worth every penny. You get 50 mils for about $40 if you look at the right places. You maybe 40, 45 bucks for a 50 mil of a beautiful juice. It is a inspiration, or takes inspiration from Musk Ravageur, but I think that this is the more mass appealing, easy to wear fragrance, and it's better for the price. It's just so much cheaper, and it smells beautiful too. So beautiful fragrance, you got to check it out. Again, I don't know, I'm not trying to hype this fragrance, but this is a beautiful thing. I'm very happy to get my nose on it. It's Mugler's Pure Tonka. Now, with the scare, with them being bought out, this is one of the fragrances that might be discontinued. You might want to jump on this one sooner than later before the prices go up. But Pure Tonka is a Tonka heavy fragrance, but you do get added notes of course, some caramel-like quality to it, but some tobacco and some cocoa. Just a little bit of a pinch of that tobacco and that cocoa, making this fragrance not overtly it is a gourmand. It definitely smells very sweet and gourmandish, but it's not cloying. It doesn't smell immature to my nose. But Pure Tonka is for those kind of guys. If you want something rich and sweet and addictive, and you like Tonka, Pure Tonka is definitely going to do you right. I like this than any other Mugler fragrance that I've ever tried. This is my favorite by far. I respect Pure Malt and Pure Havana an awful lot. And please try those out if you haven't gotten your nose on them before. Perhaps they are reformulated, but this one has certainly good performance. It stands up to the cold, and it's a compliment getter. This is one of my most complimented fragrances. Every time I wear this, especially if I walk past a lady, this is a stunner, and this does the job every time. So great fragrance, Pure Tonka, great creation. You gotta check it out. The next one, guys, is a Louis Cardon Sacred. Now, I bought this fragrance, and of course I paid for it, like all of these fragrances here. And this fragrance is I think a masterpiece. I think it's very well done. It's a beautiful amber fragrance with a black amber, caramel, gourmand-like notes going on in this fragrance. But there's just something special about it. It has vanilla, it has amber. I don't really get any tobacco from this at all, but it's very well composed. It has almost a little bit of this richness, this rum, but it's not particularly boozy. It doesn't sparkle. It's really hard to describe. This fragrance is similar to Stronger With You by, I believe, Armani. This fragrance, I think, is the better fragrance, especially that because this fragrance is only about 50 bucks or 40 bucks if you find it at some places. Now, for this kind of quality, for a full-size bottle, this is really hard to beat. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's very well done, beautiful amber and sweetness, and just a complexity to this fragrance. I don't know. I don't know if I can live without this fragrance. Check it out, Louis Cardon Sacred. Um, I don't know what else to say about that one. Yeah, if you haven't tried it, try it out. It has beautiful, like musky qualities mixed with gourmand. It's just done so right. Next fragrance I wanted to bring out for y'all is Black Tie Affair by Alexandria. Yes, I paid for this fragrance as well. The Black Tie Affair is their take on Tuxedo by YSL. I get something that almost is something like a mix with Tuxedo with YSL's La Nuit de L'Homme. This is a beautiful fragrance. It is rich, but yet has cardamom, that light spice fragrance to this, but yet it has some weight behind it. It has almost this flannel or this wool-like quality to it. It's very nice. It's a seductive fragrance. It's a tantalizing, classy fragrance. This one can be dressed up, but I do think it can be dressed down. This is a lady killer type of fragrance. If you're looking for a date night fragrance in the winter, all of these I think would be fantastic, but especially this one. If La Nuit de L'Homme isn't going to stand up to the cold enough for you, I think that you should try this one out. This one performs much better. I think is a little bit more classy, and in these days with La Nuit being so popular, I think that this one's a little bit more unique as well. So check this one out. A stunner of a fragrance. Does the job. So guys, I'm going to pull out one of my favorite fragrances for y'all. This one doesn't have the strongest performance. This might be one of the weaker performers in this whole list, but this is Supreme Leather by Polo. This is Polo's high-end line. I think they're all discontinued. I'm not sure about that for certain, but I do think that their high-end line didn't get marketed or distributed very well. This one is a little bit more expensive for a Polo. It's going to be more expensive than what you would expect for a Polo fragrance, but these started out costing close to $150 for this Polo. So Supreme Leather is a beautiful soft leather fragrance. Of course, I do think it leans or almost smells a little bit on that Tuscan leather type of vibe, but this one has a beautiful honey to it. This is my favorite fragrance I've ever smelled with honey. You get some tobacco, you get some saffron. I'm a sucker for saffron if it's used right. So it's a beautiful, rich leather fragrance. It has a soft, spicy vibe to it. A lot of leather fragrances are difficult to wear for people, or they're just scary for some people. This one brings you a very inoffensive, easy to wear leather that's soft and cozy. I think it can be good for date night. Certainly is beautiful if you spray it on a leather coat or a leather jacket. So Supreme Leather is very cozy and rich, and it definitely can be used to soften up your Tuscan leather. Now, the last one I have, I do not have a bottle of it. I have a decant. It's disappeared on me, but I wanted to share with you By the Fireplace, based on Margiela. By the Fireplace, if you haven't heard about it yet, it gets some hype, it gets some love. This is a beautiful smoky fragrance. It's just remarkable in how this fragrance smells. It has a little bit of iris to it, I think, in the dry down. It has that classic, almost designer-like sweet ambery caramel type of DNA as it dries down. But for the first 30 or 40 minutes, it smells just like the campfire, and it's something beautiful. And By the Fireplace is one of the best smoky fragrances that I think is not only unique, but unisex and pretty easy to wear for a smoky fragrance. So you ladies out there, if you're watching my content, I very much appreciate you. And if you're looking for a gift, guys, for some of the best fragrances, check out that By the Fireplace and check out Maha Rees. These fragrances are very good. Hope that you enjoyed this list. I hope that you like my content. Please help me out. Please do a like this video, subscribe, hit that red check box down there, hit the notification bell, hit that bell right beside the subscribe so you get notified of my content. You never miss out on an episode. Please share this video, tell a friend about my content, and help me out. So thank y'all so much today. Thank you for being here. Hope you're smelling great. In the comment section below, let me know, what are you going to be wearing this fall and winter? What are you going to be wearing to stand out in the cold? What's your favorite cold weather fragrance? What are you going to be rocking? I would love to hear you. And of course, wear what you love. I'll see you next time.